Wasn't I just here? Welcome, one and everyone, to Scotch and Smoke Rings, episode 227. I am your neighborhood friendly Oxhorn, with my suspender set to maximum stun. We, and by we I mean I, have a great show for you today. We have all sorts of fantastic imbibables, both liquid and in smoke form, although I don't suppose you swallow smoke, so never mind. And we're going to be having a fantastic time. This is episode 227. As many of you know, we had episode 226 on Monday because we had Thanksgiving on the previous Thursday. So I delayed it until Monday, which means it's been like 3 or 4 days. 3 days since I last saw you all, so I'm kind of feeling like I just did this. But that's okay. That's going to actually add to the fun. We're going to have a lot of a blast today. Dragon XL says, "How was Thanksgiving?" By the way, it was fantastic. We had ham, we had turkey, and I got food poisoning. But that wasn't the Thanksgiving's fault. No, it was some other issue, like the Starbucks I went to before getting on my flight to come back home. So can't blame the turkey. Must have been some other reason. Delicious Thanksgiving. Pies aplenty. Pies galore. Pies out the proverbial wazoo. It was amazing. So, as is usual here on Scotch and Smoke Rings, we pour a glass of scotch and have a fantastic time. However, I have this glass, and it's a bit big for scotch. So instead, I'm going to be drinking some seasonal winter ale. Now, as many of you realize, only hobos drink straight from the bottle. I suppose unless you're at a party, then you can't really do anything about that. Whatever. I try to avoid drinking directly from a bottle when I can, so I'm going to be pouring it into this lovely glass. Oxhorn's tips on how to pour beer. Lesson 1, do as I do. And that'll do it. A nice black beer. Perfect for Christmas. Perfect for the winter seasons. What kind of ale is that? Says Sohikitsuni. Shawarma says winter pale ale. This is not a winter pale ale. This is Winter Hook Seasonal Series by Red Hook. I've actually never had it before. So cheers and bottoms up, ladies and gentlemen. Not too shabby. Can't complain. I have had better, but it's not bad at all. It is going to suit me just fine this cold, bitter December evening. And if it comes down to it, I suppose I could always pour a little scotch in it. Not that I will, but if some Scotch and Smoke Rings purists complain, I might have to. And today we will be smoking a Nub Cameroon. Yes, Nub Cameroon. I bought this the other day. Many of you know why the story behind the Nub brand. As you can see, it's a very short cigar. And the reason behind the shortness of this cigar is that every cigar has a bad bit. Usually the last inch or so of a cigar as you smoke it is a little rough. So the manufacturers of Nub, which is the company Oliva, at least the brand is Oliva. Anyway, it's under the same mother brand. Shawarma says you were cheap this week. No, that's not why the cigar is small. It's actually a fairly expensive cigar. The manufacturers of the Nub cigar decided to just do away with the bad bit and decided not to even make it. So according to them, this is smokable end to end. So we will go ahead and see if that holds true. It also has a distinctly bigger gauge. I don't know if you can tell. But it does. Whew. A little bit of peeling, but that's just the cap wrapper. Yeah. That's just the cap. So the actual leaf itself is not peeling. Excellent. Toasting the end, not burning it. Just getting it nice and charred until the ash turns white. And then we should be free to smoke it without having to relight it throughout the remainder of the show. And there we are. Shawarma says, sounds like a scam to get you to pay more for less to me. You are old, aren't you? My goodness. You're probably right. I mean, who knows? Epic Runt says, what's a nice, smooth starter cigar? I'm probably going to have to go ahead and say Romeo y Julieta. That is a very fine starter cigar. Well, I mean, there are so many different kinds of cigars. In Romeo and Juliet, they have many different kinds as well. Hold on. The focus is slightly off. There we go. Now you can see each strand of my beard in all its glory. Go for a good light-colored cigar. This is on the darker end. It's not pure black. It's not a nice ebony color. But it's still on the darker end. Maybe get a paler color. And then a Romeo and Juliet Churchill-sized. Maduro is probably going to be a better one to start with. Talander says, Mr. Oxhorn, I commend your dark ale choice, and I am partaking in a 10-year Speyburn a friend gave me. Yeah, did it look anything like this? Yes, we are very fond of the 10-year-old Speyburn here at Scotch and Smoke Rings. This also was a gift. This was a gift from Tom, CEO of Digital DNA Games, who comes by every now and then. Delicious. It's a very delicious Scotch. One of my personal faves. So your friend has taste. Rocky Patel and Arturo Fuentes are good choices, says Leof. And you're right. He says that Romeo and Juliets are expensive where he's at. I have the reverse experience. Where I'm at in Seattle, Romeo and Juliets are mid-shelf cigars, whereas Rocky Patel, that's like lower high shelf, so slightly more expensive. But I guess it's going to differ depending on where you go. Rocky Patel's and Arturo Fuentes, both fine brands. In fact, for my brother's bachelor party, I bought him a bunch of Arturo Fuentes, and he loved them. Dragon Exile says, are there still Thanksgiving leftovers? Probably not, as it was a week ago today. And does food keep a week in leftover form? Well, we had Thanksgiving at my in-laws' house in Kentucky. So I was down there, and they have all the leftovers, so we didn't get any. Esmer2 Dragon says, hey Oxhorn, I know why you couldn't add people to your friends list on BattleNet. Don't put a space between the name and the pound sign. Oh. Well, there you go. Oxhorn learned something today. Shawarma says $1.99 for 10 cigars. Only the best for the Shawarma household. Oh, sir. Oh, good sir. Well, I did try those cigars you sent me. The started with a P, weren't they? The I forgot what they were called. And they were, yeah, you know, hey, you know, pickers, keepers, choosers, right? They were, yeah, Phillies. That's right, Phillies. Yeah, they were. Just, you know, they have history. Phillies blunts. That's right. They have history. All right, I gotta. So I'm a little late into getting to the show. I managed to start nearly almost on time, but I'm slightly late because just as I was getting ready for the show, we heard a knock at the door, and we usually do not hear knocks at the door here in the Oxhorn household. We don't necessarily live in the best of neighborhoods. It's not a bad neighborhood, but there's a beautiful Catholic church across the street, and it happens to attract the homeless because it gives away free food. So we often get a lot of, shall we say, explorers in our backyard. Oh. What? Interesting. Sorry, I got distracted because apparently there was spam on my group page. Anyway, sorry. What I was saying is that we heard a knock on the door. It'd be hard for me to end the story right there, right? We heard a knock on the door, and so I rushed to go open it and see who's there. And it was a bunch of Christmas carolers. And we sat there listening to the Christmas carolers for probably a good 10 minutes. And they were really, really sweet. And I had never had Christmas carolers come to the house before. So as soon as we finished that, I realized that it was almost 7 o'clock. So I ran here, and I didn't get a chance to get the fan art up. So I'm going through it right now, and it's time to show you the fan art. I almost have it all up. Almost have it all up. Oh, we're almost there. Wow, we've been getting a lot of spam on the Scotch and Smoke Rings Facebook group. I don't understand why we're getting those. All right, let me show you my screen so that you're not completely bored. And there we go. All right. So this one right here is from Autumn, and she made this for Christmas. And here Oxhorn is next to a Christmas tree made out of what? Glenfiddich bottles. That's right. Here we have Old Man Winter holding a Glenfiddich Scotch bottle. That's just pretty brilliant right there. I'm going to have to go ahead and like that. So thank you for that one, Autumn. And then there's this one from me. I'm going to turn off my music and show you this video. So if any of you are old-time viewers of this program, you remember my segment, Reading Rap Lyrics While Wearing a Confused Expression? Well, I found this video. Oh, okay, come on. Really? Are they really going to give me a hard time playing this in Facebook? All right, come on, work. Yes, I saw this video by Jimmy Kimmel, and it just reminded me of my segment reading rap lyrics while wearing a confused expression.
An eclectic mix of guests tonight, so I wanted to figure out a way to bring them together.
Let me turn it up.
We have here now with a reading of the actual lyrics from R. Kelly's song Genius from the forthcoming album Black Panties. I give you Emmy, Golden Globe, and BAFTA nominee Benedict Cumberbatch.
All right, hold on a second. The Dan Man says, Look, good sir. Sorry. I have the audio turned up very loud so that you can hear. Could you hear it? Could you guys hear it? Yes, you guys see yourselves talking. That's true. Could you hear the audio in that? There's no point to me playing it unless you could hear the audio. Yes? Okay. Great. I'm pushing play.
Body's so freaking soft. I can't wait to turn you on. You got me like la 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 la, baby. It's how you make me feel, baby. I can feel your body flowers while I'm kissing on your thighs. You got me like la 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 la, baby. Anticipation's so crazy. I'll be good to you. Promise. While making love to you. Promise. Go to sleep. And when we wake up, I'm gonna hit that thing again.
All right, so slightly risque, I realize, but apparently my segment reading rap lyrics while wearing a confused expression would be better if I had an English accent. Benedict Cumberbatch, everybody, doing an R. Kelly song. This one is from Eric Griffith, and look at these fine gents. No one ever knows who is hosting Scotch or Smoke Rings. The regular Oxhorn or the evil Oxhorn with the curly mustache. That's right, the evil incarnation of myself does have the handlebar mustache. He needs to host the show more often, I suppose. So. And then there's this one from John Gulbreth Bagley, and it says Elf Ears Roasting on an Open Fire. This based, of course, on my song, Elf Ears Roasting on an Open Fire, that you can purchase along with my Christmas album, if you're interested, at Oxhorn.com. Pretty brilliant, brilliantly done. Yeah, this is exactly as I would imagine roasting elf ears, so thank you for that. And then let me see if there were any that I missed. This one, here we go. I think you can all appreciate my favorite tree ornament. And it looks like a bunch of bacon. We can indeed appreciate that, Brittany. Thank you very much for that submission. And there's this one from Maxwell GTS. And it's just a hat with glasses, a mustache, and a pipe. Really, some of the most classy accoutrements a fellow can wear. Thank you for that. And then we have a comment from Bald Ox. It looks like a comic. Here's our fine friend with his nice goatee next to the TARDIS. And then there's this guy saying, I hate celery. And then turkey for everybody. All right. Oh, that's the Fifth Doctor. Oh, gotcha. I see. That's the Fifth Doctor. That's not my doctor. Red Snappa. Oh, doctor. Did my coat make you colorblind? The Sixth Doctor. Wow, really? Really? You met all of these doctors? That's pretty impressive. Dr. Grace Holloway. The Eighth... Wait, no. These are just your friends as doctors. Okay. Gotcha. All right, I'm starting to make sense of this now. If your friends were doctors and members of the Doctor Who cast, they would be here. I killed the doctor. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and not spoil the ending of Doctor Who much more. But here we have this: Monaby, exterminate pandas. Right. Well, apparently the panda exterminator must be a Dalek. A Dalek, right? Yeah. No, this is what he looks like underneath his mask. He's a Dalek. So thank you for that one, good sir. And then there's this. Look, it's Kevin. Somebody found Kevin in an Archie McPhee store. Pretty fantastic. Spam. Man, I'm going to have to clean up my page. And then were there any more? Or any others? Yep, and the rest were all from last week. So there we go. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your submissions. Very humorous as always. The Dan Man says a joke and says, last Halloween I saw a special Dalek. He was a Durlek. Ha! Whoo! Oh my goodness, buddy. You are a comedian. Ophanite Shade says the wink was pure gold. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Benedict Cumberbatch is not short of female fans. Talander is here, and he says, hello, Mr. Oxhorn. How often do you check your P.O. box? I check it once a week. And the last time I checked it was... before I left for Thanksgiving, so I actually haven't checked it in over a week. I need to check my P.O. box. If you have sent me something, I will check it tomorrow. And I'll let everybody know. This is a good cigar. So far, the Nub Fellows are not lying about the quality of their cigars. Leof says, Oxhorn, have you ever smoked cigarillos? How would you compare them to the big boy cigars? I have. These are cigarillos, or similar to cigarillos. Oh wait, these are mini cigarillos. Swisher Sweets. I've tried them. I was first introduced to them by Shawarma, actually. He bought me a box or so of them. And they're okay. You go through them way too quickly. Like, in the time it takes to enjoy one stout cigar like this, you're going to go through a box of these. So, take that into consideration. They're not my favorites, but they're okay. Autumn says, take a breath and it disappears. Yeah. Slim Bean says, how about some Songify or some rap lyrics? We might do Songify later, if I have my phone on me. Yeah, it's right here. But I just did the rap lyrics segment with Benedict Cumberbatch. You actually, if you're just now tuning in, you just missed it. You'll have to see it on the replay, but it was pretty funny. It's hard for me to read every comment. Hold on a second. Yeah, I realized I missed some comments on the live stream chat, but I can't see them because I can't scroll up. Yeah, Lepidus, I don't know what you mean. He says, I believe I sent one in for you, Oxhorn. A message, if you will, from it. And I don't know what that refers to, so I'm sorry. You'll have to let me know. Leo says, I've smoked both cigars and cigarillos. Just wanted to hear Oxhorn's take. The Dan Man says, I has my hookah, and since I can't smoke my cigars in an apartment, and Leo says I have no patience for all the cleaning and upkeep that hookahs require. And that, I've never smoked hookahs either, but that's probably why I would not be touching a hookah anytime soon. Apparently you do have to take good care of them. If you don't, like, mold can grow in them, and you don't want to be smoking in mold, so... I'm a cute little hardcore kitten, says Oxford are using Skype or something. I keep hearing the Skype message alert sound, and it's confusing me. No, I'm not. You also should not be able to hear my system audio right now because I have that turned off. So that's probably on your end, if you're hearing that. By the way, a pleasure to have you here, cute little hardcore kitten. Greg McLovin Hartung says, would you be surprised if your son hated to wear shoes because he simply wants to be a hobbit? Sadly, his feet are not hairy enough to be hobbit's feet. His feet were born bald. I don't understand. I'm usually a big fan of facial hair and body hair in general, but his poor feet have just been deprived. Otherwise, yes, I would say that he'd be the perfect little hobbit. Give it time, says Bob Saget. Who knows? Maybe he'll grow feet hair. Uber Rafflemouse says, hi, Ox. Hello to a fellow classy man. Pleasure to see you, Uber Rafflemouse. Thanks for coming. I am JJ Fish Truck, says, how is that ale doing, Oxhorn? It's doing very well. I am sipping and enjoying. Cheers. Bald Ox says, Oxhorn, I mentioned to the 8th Doctor that you wrote a book. Really? Well, hopefully the 8th Doctor will download or purchase my book. And tell it to all, show it off to all of his BBC friends, right? It's sitting around here somewhere. Ah, man, where did I put it? Well, I don't know where I put it. But The Tale of Cloran Hastings, ladies and gentlemen. Available from fine book retailers everywhere. CloranHastings.com to get yourself a copy. But yeah, maybe he'll be able to pitch a show to the BBC because he loves it so much. And they will knock on my door and say, Oxhorn, sir, we hear that you have an epic tale, and we would love to pay you $50 million to put it into visual form, and I will say, make it $100 million, and you've got yourself a deal. Jacob B says, didn't you give that copy to Mike? I didn't, actually. He left during the show, so I didn't have a chance to give it to him. I'll have to give him a copy. Greg McLovin Hartung says, if that were to happen, who would be cast as Chloron? Never thought about that. I'd probably play King Sackle. At least I think that's what his name was. The guy from Mayotes at the very end. The guy sitting in the tree smoking his pipe in a chair. Yeah, that's who I'd play. I don't know who would play Chloron or Staghorn for that matter. Shawarma says Ryan Reynolds. He's in everything anyways. He's too young. I envision Cloran Hastings being grizzled and fairly older. A pleasant personality, but definitely in his 40s. I guess Ryan Reynolds is in his 40s, but he doesn't look it. I still think of Van Wilder whenever I see him. The Dan Man says, say $50 million in your best evil villain voice. I don't know if I can channel Associate Professor Evil right now. $50 million! Good. Gilbreth says maybe Benedict Cumberbatch? No, he would probably play Archene, the leader of the Archinians, or Archinians, however you want to pronounce it. Archinians, I think is how I pronounce it. Has it snowed there yet, Oxhorn asks Autumn of Kargath. No, it has not snowed here, but it is cold enough to snow. It is really cold. In fact, my wife just got back from Kentucky today, and she said that it's colder here by almost 30 degrees than it was in Kentucky earlier today.
Come and show it, don't be bashful, make me know it. Like my kissing, don't you, baby? Oh, now listen, won't you, baby? Speak your mind without restraint.
Mr. 8-Ball says, Oxford, have you ever thought about playing musical instruments similar to your Scottish heritage on the show? Well, I'm not Scottish, I'm Irish, and I actually have played the Irish penny whistle on the show before, although I don't think I have it here with me. Where have all of my penny whistles gone? I used to have so many of them. But yeah, I'd pull it out and I'd have a penny whistle solo during the program. Someday. And now everybody's asking me to play it. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Ah! There's this one. Ah! There's this one. There they are. Alright. Oh, yeah, I'll play something for you, don't you know? If I can, find my music and turn it off. There we go. Alright, so it's been a while since I've actually played this at all, let alone on the show. Let's see if I can actually remember something. Wow, I am failing. Kudos to anyone who can recognize what that tune is from. There you go. Final Fantasy IX says Terror Wraith. Congratulations. What else should I play? I'm in a playing mood. Can I play anything from the Human Tavern music? Oh, boy, gosh, I can't even remember what that sounded like. I'd probably recognize the tune if I heard it, but I can't really do it right now. What's something that I know? You know when you have like all these songs by memory, but you can't remember that you've got them by memory? Once you remember that you know the song, then you remember how to play the song, but until then, it's just... Shawarma says, the Great Kodo, first one to get it, and then everybody gets it. Yes, that's true. King of the Fairies is the traditional Irish folk tale, folk song. But yes, that is what I made King of the Fairies on. Wild Mountain Time says Talander. I do know that one. Let's see. Haven't played that one in forever. Sorry about that. Scotsman. Oh, I don't know if I could... That's when you sing. Scotsman's clad in kilt, left a bar. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, what's one that I think you guys would know? There's... What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do? There you go. I'm a cute little hardcore kitten. That's right. I can't figure that one out. There was one more. Foggy Doo. That was Foggy Doo. All right. Done playing the penny whistle for now. I'm surprised that so many of you don't remember that I used to play that almost every single week back in the early days of the program. Cigar. Ralloran says, are you a masochist? Thanks! I'm glad there are so many people who can appreciate my musical abilities. No. I'm not a masochist. am a sadist. Get it right. Oh! Gotcha. Okay, sorry. I thought you were talking about me. Never mind, never mind. Lawmanzy1 says, "Yay! Oxhorn is on." Well, pleasure to have you here, Lawmanzy. Good to see you again. Is someone knocking on my door? Well, I'm going to annoy them. I have beer and a cigar. Things are looking good. Oh! Steph Sarch says, "Out on Z? We're not watching Doctor Who here yet." And I have to admit, I really enjoyed the Doctor Who Google Doodle that Google came out with. What was it, last week, I think it was? That was really neat. There was that little game. Each Doctor had its own little... Well, they had like 4 or 5 different levels, and you could play whichever Doctor you wanted to. It was a fun little 8-bit game. It was a great 50th anniversary. Baldock says, "And the ash fell down." I know. There are casualties to every war. Offanite Shade says, "I remember, but that's because I've been watching your old episodes lately." Kudos to you. I'm always glad to find fans that are going back and watching some of my old episodes. It's a little bit of an effort to get my episodes online so that people can watch the replays, and it warms the cockles of my heart to know that people will watch it. Mr. 8-Ball says, "I heard Gavin has a sister or a brother." That's true, he does. The missus is expecting our second child. We're so excited. Many of you already know that. I announced it a few weeks ago. But we have no idea what the gender is going to be yet. Leov says, "The what of your heart? The cockles." You know, there's like little valves within the heart muscle. Probably should have chosen a different word. I admit that now. Hi, baby Gavin. What's up, little boy? You guys want to see the baby? There he is. Well, yeah, it's a mess in here also. Probably shouldn't have shown you that. I think he's going to go have dinner with his mama.
Oh, you're just a little different the way you walk along. You're just a little different the way you hum a song. You're just a little angel and oh, it's heavenly to find you not completely.
This is why I look forward to Thursday nights, I have to admit. Little ditties like this, pleasurable drinks and smokes, and fine ladies and gentlemen like yourselves to spend the afternoon with. Buddy, are you eating food? Little boy, say hi to the every peoples. Oh, no, and he's done.
You're just a little different the way you say goodnight. You're just a little different the way you hold me tight. You're so completely different that I'm in ecstasy. Because you're not...
Mortimer, thank you for sharing with everybody. We will keep her in our prayers and wish her the best of luck. Shawarma says, "Who's the picture, Ox?" That's my brother. He lived a very far ways away from me for many years back in the mid-2000s. And so I hadn't seen him in like 3 or 4 years, and he sent me a photo. So I printed it out and put it in a frame. Shorma says, "That's Bean or another brother?" That's Bean. I have only one brother. Yeah, no, he's gained a little bit of weight. He's still thinner than I am, trust me. But, yeah, he's gained a bit of weight since then. Steph Sarch says, well, I guess I've missed a lot in the 6 weeks I've been away. That is why you do not miss 6 weeks, good fellow. The show's to be enjoyed every week of every month. Ani Lords says, yay, my first Scotch and smoke rings. Well, good to have you here, my friend. I hope you enjoy your first Scotch and smoke rings. Getting a lot of people in from Twitch, so maybe somebody promoted the show on Twitch. That's good. JC84JC00 says, hi, Oxhorn. Pleasure, good sir. Cheers, ladies and gentlemen, and bottoms up. Dragon X House says, where is Kevin? Here he is. Let's see if we can perch him up there for a bit before he'll fall down. I don't know. Oh! I said, gotcha. So you're on 2 chats. That's cool. Talender says, Ox, what is the appropriate length of a cedar switch or still to light a cigar with, in your opinion? Well, the length isn't necessarily important because you can reuse it. And the way that I do it is I'll take the cedar, the piece of cedar, and I'll light it. And then once done, just blow it out or break off the part that's on fire and put it in the ashtray. And then I still have a good chunk of cedar left to light the cigar with. So that's how I do it. Usually you don't need the whole spill or still. You can usually cut it in half and that's fine. If you purchase a Romeo and Juliet, they usually come with a cedar lining inside the metal tube, and you can use those to light your cigar with. Oh, it's Jonath. Gotcha. Leof says, Ox, when are you going back to pipes? I usually go back to pipes towards the end of the program when my cigar gets low. You can see the leftovers from my cigar from Monday in there. I'll put the end of the cigar in my pipe. That way I can still enjoy it without getting my fingers singed. Gavin boy, are you having food? Are you getting num-nums in your tum? He's a little sleepy. He slept on the flight and they just arrived a few hours ago. Buddy! Are you just gonna bang on the window? Yes. Lepidus of Rune Totem says, here's a blast from the past. Oxhorn, Orcish Grog 9 silver, Fell Bacon 12 silver, watching Scotch and Smoke Rings while composing a cover for Misty Mountains Cold on FL Studio demo, priceless law. Great question. Ophanite's Shade says, so I've heard you talk about what a classy guy should act/dress like. So what's a classy gal? Great question. As I'm not a woman, I probably can't answer this quite as well as my beautiful wife. But I will do my best. So, a classy gal, first of all, has diction that fits her class, right? She uses as little slang and swearing as possible. She can express herself intelligently. She's an avid reader. She loves novels. She loves nonfiction. But the best way that you can tell a classy woman, besides the way she speaks, is by the way she dresses. Classy women do not wear blue jeans with holes in the knee or holes in the butt cheek. They don't wear anything that has the word juicy on it. They steer clear of sweatpants and sweatshirts. They only wear yoga pants if they're actually doing yoga. They're fond of dresses, and if not full-length dresses during the summer dresses are amazing, then long skirts. They might sometimes wear quirky apparel that they bought off of Etsy, and that's fine to a point. Don't get too crazy. They keep jewelry to a minimum, but they're not afraid of the classy earring here and there. And they take the same opinion of makeup. They're okay with a light touch, a small amount of lipstick, maybe a little blush. But if they start to look like a circus clown, then things have gotten a little out of hand. And one more rule, they never, ever, ever, ever put anything on their bodies that has glitter in it. Oh, no. They tend to have long hair, but there have been some classy ladies that I have met who have been able to pull off the short hair look, but I think long hair is probably preferable. And that's all I've got right now. They have strong social lives, but they tend to spend their time doing things other than going to the mall. They have hobbies, and they're adventurous, but not too adventurous. Oh. God, hopefully I didn't terribly offend anyone in all of that. Shawarma says, oh, you're going to be in big trouble when the militant feminist gets a hold of this. They also shave their armpits whenever possible. Just saying. Unless, of course, they live in France, then different rules apply there. Goldbreath says, will you ever write a story of Mr. Evil versus Quintus? I remember that on my first show you thought that was an interesting idea. I actually have a story arc already planned out. I just need to set it down in stone that resolves their conflict. Black Shawarma says, the weapon I am sending the boy shall be wonderful. Uh-oh. That'll be, I look forward to my boy walking around with whatever weapon you decide to send him, Shawarma. Dragon Exile says, here's a good question. Is it possible to smoke tobacco out of a glass pipe, or is that only for weed? I'm curious. Yes, it's only for weed. Steer clear of glass pipes. It's just as a general rule. If you're wanting something that has a similar feel and function of a glass pipe, get a ceramic pipe. There are a few opaque ceramic pipes or pipes that are made from clay that work well. But the kind that work best are briar pipes and meerschaum, because they can absorb the tar and nicotine from the tobacco, and glass can't. Black Shawarma says it's been approved by Lady Nova in advance. Okay, that's good. Steph Sarge says, what do you think about the new character models and their machinability? I'm intrigued. I am. Somebody suggested last week that I should make Rafflemau 2.0 with the new models, and everybody in the chat at the time thought that was a great idea, so I might sit down and do that. No promises, but it's something that I'm toying with. Gosh, the world is falling apart around me. My main concern is that I've been using WoW Model Viewer to make a lot of my movies, and if WoW Model Viewer can't import or can't export the models from World of Warcraft, then I won't be able to do any compositing in After Effects, which will make it impossible for me to make machinima. So there are a few technical questions I need answered when the new patch goes live, but hopefully I will be able to use them for a future machinima, if I ever sit down and make future machinima, that is. Greg McLevin Hartung says, do you have any time for Hearthstone duels? Not today, because Jody just got back, and we have a lot of Christmas planning to do. So after the show, we're going to sit down and eat dinner and then do some Christmas shopping and plan out our calendar for the month. So I'm pretty busy today. But yeah, you guys can play amongst yourselves. Share your BattleNet IDs, and then you can defeat each other. Delana says, I was curious on Oxhorn's opinion of the electric cigarettes versus the normal ones. I think electric cigarettes are infinitely better than normal cigarettes. My only concern is that if your lungs are absorbing a lot of water vapor, there is the danger of developing pneumonia-like symptoms over time. But that danger is just as strong if you're using regular cigarettes, I think. So I'm not as educated on it as I should be. I'm not sure. I have an electronic pipe right here that I'll smoke every now and then, and it's nice. I don't like it quite as much as real pipe, but it's nice. Greg Hartung says, we want your defeats to be broadcasted. Well, I got defeated twice last Monday, and those were broadcasted. So if you really want to see me being defeated, just watch the replay from last week, and I'm sure you'll have a fun time. Although I did win at least one match. So. Alright, Slim Bean says, Songify now? Indeed, let us do a Songify. And then after the Songify, we'll do the smoke ship and wrap things up. Esmer2 Dragon says, yes, and I apologize. That's right. I got completely destroyed twice. But only twice. Alright, Songify time. So, we will read what's in the chat. So if you want to see something appear on Songify, bring out your cleverest witticism and I will do my best to read it. Cole, 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 Cole. Something really nice. Cole! Guess which ones are not shawarmas on the shopping list? In Mortusa's voice. I'm gonna pwn those noobs with your Uber Eats hacks. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? M&M's asterisks like that. Blow it all to heck. Glitter is so annoying. My spacebar is a bit broken. The spring on it has got something wrong with it. Oh, we've started? I feel as though I have weeded out most of the bad people that come onto the Twitch stream so far. I haven't seen any lately, and I think you're right about that. Red Snapper. Pandas, 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 pandas. Wax on, wax off. What do you do with a drunken sailor? The sea-flavored glitter is actually tasty when properly used. Turkey! Turkey for everybody. Exterminate! Bacon elf ears. Jerky elf ears. Elf on. Apply directly to an elf. Alright.
Something really nice, Cole. Guess which ones are not shawarmas on the shopping list? In Mortusa's voice. I'm gonna pull those noobs with your Uber Eats hacks. What the fuck? What the fuck? M&M's asterisks like that. Blow to heck. Glitter is so annoying. My space bar is a bit broken. The spring on it has got something wrong with it. Oh, we've started. I feel as though I have weeded out most of the bad people that come onto the Twitch stream so far. I haven't seen any lately, and I think you're right about it. Alright, Snapper. Pandas, 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 pandas. Wax on, wax off. But what do you do with a drunken sailor? The sea-flavored glitter is actually tasty when properly used. Jerky, jerky for everybody.
Alright, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for all of your great comments during that segment. Ghoulbreath is correcting me, and I apologize, because I did know this, and I still misspoke. His last name is Bagley, not bagel-y. I apologize. I just love bagels. I don't know. I see your name and I'm like, oh, I want a bagel. There is nothing better than boiled bread. Olin Nords says, is that an Otterbox or a Life-Proof case? It's an Otterbox. Off a Nightshade says, strawberry body powder. If only I had read that before I ended it. That would have been a good ending. Strawberry body powder. Yeah. Rage King says, wow, you still do this. Yes, I've been doing this for a very long time. This is episode 227. That's a lot of weeks. Slim Bean says bacon is better than boiled bread, but bacon with boiled buttered bread is beneficial. Calendar says, what is your radio station, Oxhorn? Thank you, Schwarm. I love the alliteration there. It's Radio Dismuke. Radio Dismuke. It's a free radio station. Bob Saget says, I would take the wax on, wax off bit and loop it, make it an alarm. Yeah, that would probably wake me up in the morning. It's frightening enough to, I think. Alright, smoke ship time. Ladies and gentlemen, what is on your mind? We will get your smoke ship ideas out into reality, painted in nothing but smoke. What would you like? Dragon Exile says, the year of 1774, the ironclad sea vessel sails across the oceans in search of the last of the Panda Kingdoms, with cannons at the ready and soldiers at their posts, and the Crow Master keeps an eye on the horizon for the last Panda Kingdom. Nice. Nicely done. Autumn has broken her smoke ship into parts. Here we go. Part 1. Oxhorn Nova and all of their friends, family, and fans gathered on a giant cruise ship covered in Christmas decorations with a buffet of bacon. Part 2, and a Christmas tree covered in bacon, Glenfiddich bottles, and unlit cigars with presents beneath the tree of a lifetime's worth of free World of Warcraft and Oxhorn's books for everyone. Now that would be a Christmas, wouldn't it? Ah, yes. I like that. Ew. Shawarma. I get it, because shawarma is a meat. I mean, it's like a... Right, I understand, but still. Doomageddon says Oxhorn and the gang in a sleigh, flying through the air, throwing panda pizzas over Darnassus. Nicely done. Ghoulbreath says Oxhorn hoisting Gavin upon the bow of a mustachioed panda pizza frigate, Lion King style. Oh, I see. I'm envisioning that right now. Nova cooks Scotch-infused bacon with bacon-infused Scotch to all of the fans as they raise the gnome skin flag. I like it. And shawarma is giving us a lesson on shawarma. It's lamb, chicken, and beef broiled together. Beef, not blood elf. Got you. Buff. Yeah, right. And I see that. Oxhorn and pals giving a proper punt to every little gnome in Azeroth, says LaRue. Nicely done. Bob Saget says Mortus's mutiny on Staghorn's ship. Alrighty then. Delanish says Tunks-a-paddle ship enjoyed bacon-wrapped bacon with associate Professor Evil, with Thunk dressed as Santa and Evil as Scrooge, missing Ox's Stag and Mortus. Alrighty then. Bob Saget says Staghorn, captain of the Elfbane ship, with Mortus loading cannons. That would be much better. Oh, okay. I do like that. Steph Sarch says Oxhorn, Nova, Gavin, and Mystery Baby on a Titanic-style ship without all the crashing and dying. That's good. Relaxing and eating bacon bagels and elf ears while listening to Christmas carols. Shawarma says it's probably a good thing that this was nearly the last of my sherry whiskey. Oh, cherry whiskey. Cherry flavored whiskey? Alright, these are all really great. Really hard for me to decide. You know what? It's been a while since I have done Autumn, a smoke ship. So, Autumn, it's your turn. We will do your 2-part smoke ship. Are you ready, ladies and gentlemen? Pay close attention. You only have a moment. Here we go. Whoa! If you blinked, you missed it, but for the briefest of moments before your very eyes were Oxhorn, Nova, and all of their friends, family, and fans gathered on a mighty cruise ship covered in Christmas decorations with a buffet of bacon. What else? And Christmas trees covered in bacon, Glenfiddich bottles, and unlit cigars with presents beneath the tree of a lifetime's worth of World of Warcraft and Oxhorn books for everyone. That's right, step forward to the tree, get as many copies of World of Warcraft as you want, and as many copies of The Tale of Clorin Hastings as you want, and promise not to sell them for profit on eBay. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, well, thank you for coming to episode 227. That wraps it up. The 227th week we've done this fine show. Thank you for coming this week. Thank you for coming on Monday. I hope to see you next week. We're going to have a fantastic time. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Finish off your gentlemanly cigars. Finish off your gentlemanly pipes. And enjoy the last of whatever gentlemanly beverage you happen to be drinking. Cheers, ladies and gentlemen. One final toast before we end the evening. Bottoms up. And a few more smoke rings before we say goodnight. Because it is called Scotch and smoke rings, and I haven't done enough of them. Because there is no such thing as too many smoke rings. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I bid you good night and wish you all to stay classy. Cheers.